Ebusiafo ma kwaba edeba Ghanatube so ensem a ekoso ewo omanimo onsa ebeka na sene amatena se amaja akomije se ensem a ekoso makwakoboaboa ebi ano ede apa ebusiafo ye ensem no entempa no ye beka kotie ensem no na yeba na matwa so ede amount.
Taking you live back to the Accra International Conference Center where the Vice President is addressing the Anti-Corruption Conference.
Prosecutor in 2017. Our engagement with the AU-ABC review process exemplifies our commitment to continental accountability standards, which we take very, very seriously. And our commitment to this inclusive approach is evident in our support for investigative journalism, civil society advocacy, and the creation of platforms for citizen engagement in anti-corruption efforts. We need to confront the hard truths. However, despite our strong institutional framework, Ghana's performance on key corruption indicators has stagnated and in some cases declined. This is according to the data from the 2024 Corruption Perception Index, the Ibrahim Index of African Governance, and our own 2022 Ghana Statistical Service Corruption Report, which revealed that nearly 5 billion Ghana cedis was lost to bribery alone in 1 year. This cannot be funny. The IMF's assessment that our control of corruption has deteriorated over the last decade, despite outperforming many sub-Saharan peers in other governance aspects, underscores the urgency of our revitalization efforts. And this is where leadership comes in. Let us consider the commitment of the Mahama administration. His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama has demonstrated his commitment to revitalizing Ghana's anti-corruption architecture. Operation Recover All Loot or ORAL is an effort to send a clear message that corruption will not be tolerated. The launch of a comprehensive code of conduct for all presidential appointees establishes clear ethical standards from the highest levels of government. His commitment to reviewing the 1992 Constitution to make it fit for purpose to meet our current governance challenges is yet another demonstration of the President's commitment to fight against corruption. The appointment of a presidential advisor on the National Anti-Corruption Program, the first of its kind since 1992, represents a strategic approach to coordinating our efforts. This office has identified 5 key areas that will anchor our revitalization efforts, including cooperating between anti-corruption agencies, partnerships with the state interests, and governance authority to ensure integrity, provide assurance of domestic and international communities, proposing legislative and policy reforms, and supporting the Attorney General's office in receiving and processing corruption complaints. So what is our path forward? Revitalizing Ghana's anti-corruption architecture requires bold actions across multiple fronts. We must legislate and revitalize unexplained world orders, extending the application to both public officials and private citizens, while anchoring the principle of reverse burden of proof in our Constitution. The revised Conduct of Public Officers Bill will onboard the views of CSOs, anti-corruption institutions, the media, academia, the international community, and all relevant stakeholders to ensure that this bill stands the test of time. The bill will be open to a comprehensive engagement by all stakeholders, and its content and passage will once again demonstrate our commitment to accountability and the fight against corruption. Definitely, you talked about the asset declaration, and I agree with the major points you have made. We must ensure also that we have sustainable financing for anti-corruption institutions to reduce their influence and also to enhance their independence. The financing of political parties and national elections must be regulated through comprehensive legislation that addresses both internal party leadership selection and national campaign funding. We need to engage our citizens. No anti-corruption architecture can succeed without active citizen engagement. Civil society organizations, investigative journalists, and ordinary citizens will be the partners in this fight. The Right to Information Act has empowered citizens to demand transparency, but we must do more to educate all of us about our rights and provide accessible channels for reporting corruption. And youth engagement, where are the youth? Are they here? Your voices are too low. I'm happy to see you here. Your engagement is particularly crucial. Young Africans represent our continent's greatest asset. You are the asset. Your digital nativity offers opportunities to leverage technology for transparency and accountability. We must create platforms for meaningful youth participation in anti-corruption efforts, recognizing that you will inherit the systems we build today. I believe you heard me. Thank you. The economic case for fighting corruption has never been clearer, as Africa requires an estimated $2.8 trillion in financing to meet climate adaptation needs. Every dollar lost to corruption represents a missed opportunity. Ghana's economic recovery and long-term prosperity depend on our ability to demonstrate that we are reliable stewards of public resources. International investors, development partners, and our own citizens need the confidence that their contributions will be used effectively and transparently. So, looking ahead, as we revitalize our anti-corruption architecture, Ghana has the opportunity to reclaim its position as a continental leader in accountability reforms. Our early participation in the AU-ABC review process, combined with our democratic traditions, vibrant civil society, and institutional foundations, provides a strong platform for this leadership. However, leadership requires not just intentions, but measurable results. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, allow me to conclude. The theme of revitalizing Africa's anti-corruption architecture acknowledges our achievements and shortcomings. It recognizes that building integrity systems is not a destination, but a continuous journey requiring constant renewal and adaptation. We must remember that corruption is not inevitable. It is a choice to prioritize personal gain over public good, short-term benefits over long-term development, and narrow interests over national progress. Equally, the fight against corruption is a choice to demand better from our leaders and from ourselves and to build the Africa our children deserve. Let us recommit ourselves to this fight, to revitalize our institutions, strengthen our laws, empower our citizens, and work together across borders. And I like the across borders because we know that our borders are artificial and we need to work together. We need to work across borders to build an Africa that is truly prosperous and peaceful, driven by its own citizens and guided by the principles of integrity, transparency, and accountability. This is a journey we must continue. We know that together we will succeed. I want to thank you for your kind attention.
The Vice President of Ghana, Professor Naana addressing a conference that is discussing anti-corruption. Earlier, we heard this.
Your ebusia for ya makotie ensem no aba me gidi se utie ni ye pa ubetimi eja comments no amami ewo comment section na mejebore akenkan ni nyina ede amo ansa na medesa edition beba ewie na ebusia information say na first time I hwe me ewo channel we so a ebusia for subscribe na hit notification bell no efa mama for more and quick updates after remember we fi say obe like na wasan share ye videos ni nyina amaye aha Ghanatube so mo amodofo snowy ni sisi ade makram.